it's 5:05. Hundreds will don costumes to reenact a huge piece of history, and thousands of spectators and more than a dozen boats will take over historic Fort Morgan this weekend for the 150th commemoration of the Battle of Mobile Bay. Local 15's Darwin Singleton, I can barely see you. You're live this morning with all the fun and all the history. Good morning.
I'm going to come out of the inky darkness in a moment, Kelly. I am in front of Fort Morgan, and behind that entrance, I'm talking low here, is battalions of soldiers are sleeping right now. They'll be waking up soon enough. So we're going to stay outside for the first part of our show and talk outside here. I'm going to bring John Gerner in, and John is a tour guide here. He's a historian. He's a curator. He does a little bit of everything here at the fort. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Nice to meet you.
We've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we?
Oh, yes. It's been 150 years since we've had a major encampment like this, so it's sort of reliving it.
This is, I mean, when we talk about a major encampment, we're talking about a lot of soldiers here. Do you have any idea what we're going to see later today and this weekend?
Yes, we'll have battle reenactment, basically trying to replicate the siege that happened here back in 1864. We won't have as many troops as they did, but we'll have quite a number here, a lot of spectators, and so a lot of guns going off showing how a naval and a military bombardment army going out here firing their large weapons trying to make the fort surrender.
Yeah, and this is, we're talking hundreds of reenactors here. This is not a handful, it's hundreds.
Yeah.
And this is actually two battles that took place here. You had the battle in Mobile Bay that happened 150 years ago in 1864. And that lasted several hours, actually. Then you had the siege, which went on a long, long time.
Yes, the first phase of the battle sort of starts the campaign for Mobile. Of course, you got to make the fort fall. And so by the 9th of August, the federal troops start landing a few miles away from the fort, start getting ready to siege operations and trying to make these guys here surrender.
Okay, and this is a real cannon, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's one of the originals from this site.
Wow. Okay, so this is not a replica. This is a replica. We'll talk more about that later. Thank you so much, John. We've got so much to show you this morning, but things you need to know. You can't drive down here. You got to get a BRATS bus from several locations in the city of Gulf Shores to drive down here. You might want to go online and check that out. We'll provide a link for you. And it is there's an admission to get in this weekend. We have all that information for you as well. So get ready for a big weekend at Fort Morgan as we reenact history down here. It's going to be a lot of fun, Kelly. I'm excited about this morning.
But Darwin, I need to know, are you going to put on a costume this morning?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I am. We've got a uniform we're going to put on in just a little while, and I was worried about it being hot, but not this morning.
All right, give the people what they want. We appreciate you. We'll see you in about a half hour. Thank you, Darwin.